Okay, this is where we're starting out. It really doesn't look too bad. It actually looks better on the video than I think it does in real life. So, I think we're going to do a couple of things here. So let's see what we can do about improving it. And a lot of the time you'll run into a situation like this in your paintings where you're not quite sure what's the right thing to do. I look at the rocks, and then I look at the far off landmass, and they kind of blend together. They really do more in here than they do on the video, just a little bit. So I would like to separate them, and I'm looking at this. This is a lot bluer back here. I pulled some of my brown tones into that. So I've got to make a decision about that. I also think that possibly the water here could get a little darker, because I have a lot more drama in it if some of this is fairly dark because of the whites that we have saved out here. So what to do? Well, here's what we're going to do. Let's think about it this way. Let's check the water first. That's about as dark as I get in the water. So I look here and here, and I can see that this is a little bit darker. Not a lot, but a little bit. I don't think I want to get any stronger than this, but I think I could get away with going just a little bit stronger there. Now, when we come to the mountain, I had thought about making these rocks darker, the highlighted area on them, to set it apart from there. Here in the photo, there are a little different colors, but some of this, if you squint, it's just virtually the same value, especially right here. So I would like to make that a little more distinct. And like I said, I thought about making these rocks darker, but then I realized, wait a minute. Let's see if I can lay that where you can see it. Well, I guess it's better turned over this way. And here, oh, look at the difference. So not only is this a lot bluer, but it's darker. So that means that I could add blue to this mass back here, this land mass. I could add blue to that without messing it up. And that might make it stand out from the browns. So I think that that's what I'll do first. And then I'll add some color in here. And I have this is something, someone found these and then a bunch of us ordered them. This is an Artograph product. I guess it probably came from Cheap Joe. I don't remember. But it really is nice for setting a board on, because it doesn't slide around. If your table's uneven like this one is, it kind of helps compensate for that. So I'll put my board up here. And the other thing that I like to do, now this board, this is just one of those Masonite boards. It's slick on one side, it's rougher on the other side. Well, this textured side's great because it grips the paper and keeps it from sliding around. So I really like that. Okay, so I'm going to make that bluer. And by bluer, I should have pre-wet my paints. By bluer, I think I mean that I'm going to add just more ultramarine to it. Not the phthalo. So that I get a little bit different of a color. Because this could get a little monotonous as far as color goes. So I've got this right here, but I'm going to apply just a thin wash. And as I do it, I'm going to look and see if I think this is the right thing. Okay, maybe not quite that strong, maybe like this. See how it looks on the video. Yeah, of course this is wet, so it's going to go a little lighter. If it turns out that it's not dark enough, I'll just add more later. Well, that sets them apart, didn't it? That was a pretty good move. Yeah. Okay, I like that. Okay, I need to quit messing with it. So now we need some, I've got some blue and some green over here. So I'm going to lay a little bit more of this in, back up in here. Whoa, of course, I should have waited on the mountain there. I got a little water explosion there. We'll pretend that it's a happy accident. I'll pretend that I'm happy about it. Huh. Okay. So again, we're going to let some of this run down. So it's going to fade a little bit as it comes down this way, because I'm just adding water down here. And then we've got to add water and right along here. And let's pull it over this way and let it fade a little more. More water. Just pull it down this way. Maybe just a little more color right there. Just pull a little bit more color into this area. Whoa. Now this area's got more browns in it, and I've actually gotten a little bit darker here than I should have if I was worried about reality. And if I worried about reality, I'd have more money. Okay, so you can see how that's been modified. Now, the only other thing I was going to do in this This is sort of a little catch-up lesson onto the other two is what this was intended to be. I'm going to take a little more of the burnt umber, put it in with the blue again. Okay. Let's just look at rocks again and see if there's areas that we might want to bring just another shade darker. And just by putting a glaze on here, because these are transparent paints, this glaze will continue to make this rock go darker. There is, right here is a rock behind a rock, and I do like that. So in this case, yeah, this rock gets darker. This is the same mix, kind of mix that I just used on this. Soften edge there, leave that edge crisp. This rock is just a little bit rougher. So I might just add a few pock marks into it. Is this maybe lava or something? Or I don't know anything about geological formations. We'll just put a couple little spots there to make it a little more interesting. You don't want it all to be interesting. You don't want to get too textured or too jumbled up. I think I need to mix up more paint. As you can see, I have almost none because I didn't pre-wet my paints. That's just burnt umber and ultramarine. You could use indigo too, but there, I've got kind of a, this looks like a raw umber kind of. And someone asked me, well, why don't you just use raw umber? Well, I could if I had, 42,000 paints, but raw umber's not something I use a whole lot, and so I kind of limit the amount of colors that I buy. Every now and then I see something that I just have to have, or that I think will maybe do something different that'll be interesting. But a lot of color, I just mix it because, why not? Let's make this one come in behind the other one. And you see how having one thing behind another gives you a sense of distance. This rock is actually a lot lighter in the picture, but in fact, it's out in the sunlight and looks a lot lighter. But that's not what I did. So you can do yours any way you want. So not all these rocks should be real dark. Let's start fading these out, especially since they're also going off in the distance. This one's got water splashing up on it, and I didn't mask it. This one's further off, closer to that. I wonder if it would be nice if I used a little bit more blue in that. Let's see what it does. I may change my mind. Yeah, I think I'll make it kind of just a little bluish. Maybe make that one just a touch blue too. Now that's just too dark. Let's just break that up a little bit. There. This one could use a little more depth right here at the front. And see if this goes, see I've got those twinkles left in there? So when I put this color on top of the twinkles, I don't lose them. Well, right now you can't see them, but when it's dry, you'll see them. But I don't totally lose the twinkles. They're just they don't stand out quite as much. So I have a modified twinkle. Okay, so this is Sea Scene Part 5, and I think we can finish this up with a Part 6 and start something else. Oh. Here we go in all its magnificence. I can't wait to pull up the masking, but we got work to do down in here.